All right, traders, welcome to another mighty video. Today, we're doing a week in review. As I said in my last couple of videos, me, Ohad, and RT are going to be taking turns on this channel to show some of the action, to show some of the stocks we've traded, how much money we've made, how much money we've lost, and most importantly, speaking about trading psychology. Last week, I was in a horrible drawdown, and I'm happy to announce that I'm out of it. Right, I was able to make all of it and then some, thanks to the momentum we saw this week. And particularly, I want to speak about the day trader rehab, which is what I call it. But Lance likes to call it the drawdown protocol, which is a set of rules, a set of tightened rules that you must follow whenever you're in a drawdown. Because when you're in a drawdown, you haven't only lost money, but you've also lost your confidence. And as discretionary traders, when you are trading with fear, when you're trading with FOMO, when you're trying to trade your P&L and you're like eager to make the money back, that's when you can fall victim to these plethora of trading errors. You buy where you're supposed to be selling. You're selling where you're supposed to be buying. You're trading outside of your playbook. All of a sudden, you're a short seller. All of a sudden, you trade large caps. All of a sudden, you're an investor in Bitcoin. All of a sudden, you're not cutting losses where you're supposed to. All of a sudden, you are letting winners ride to infinity, and then all of them are turning into break-even trades. So I briefly touched on this last week on my drawdown video, but here it is again, just in case any of you are actually sitting in a drawdown and you need to hear this. So what you got to do first is, well, number one, find a profitable strategy, right? The strategy I trade is the hyperscalping strategy here in the small cap world. But second of all, you need to find your best setup, your easy money trade. What is a setup that if it was to show up every day, you would be a millionaire? Like a setup that is so dumb easy to trade that it's almost insulting not to take it. That is the only setup you're allowed to trade until you get yourself out of the drawdown. And to me, that was two setups. Trading, well, pretty much one setup. Trading breaking news pre-market. Trying to catch the stock as early as possible, riding that momentum and cutting my losses quickly. And so that's number one. Second was reducing your risk in half. You see this Monday here, I lost $1,300. Well, actually, I wasn't in drawdown protocol here still. But if I would have lost more than $1,000 on any given day this week, I would have stopped. Normally, my max loss is about $4,000. But because I'm in a drawdown already, you know, when you are a full-time trader and you're trading for a living, you don't know if your drawdown is your fault, if your drawdown is the market's fault, or if you simply don't have edge. And what I like doing is reducing risk so much that it doesn't matter what the answer is, because you're going to be churning on smaller numbers until you find the answer to that question. So the idea was, okay, my new max loss while I'm figuring this shit out is $1,000. If I lose $1,000 in a single day, I'm done. No questions asked. You have to walk away because you're already like carrying all this emotional baggage from the last week. You know, you're like a losing trade away from snowballing. While you're fresh and the day is starting, you have like enough mental capital and self-awareness to trade properly. But once those losses start to kick in, you can make that day into a disaster because, again, you're already emotional from prior days. So, all right. So you got to identify what playbook and what setup you'll trade while in this drawdown. It has to be like the stupidest, easiest setup you can think of. From there, cut your loss. Cut your max loss in half, if not by more. Cut your losses per trade, right? So if you normally risk $100 per trade, now you're risking $50, right? Third, you're getting green and you get the hell out. To me, I'm grateful for this week, right? Made the drawdown back, but given some of the opportunities we had today, I definitely undercapitalized. I definitely left early, and I definitely left money on the table. But I was in a call with RT earlier, and he was saying like, Marcelo, come back. Like, there's this hot stock that we're going to take a look here in a bit that is absolutely flying. You gotta come trade it. And I was like, you're right? Opportunity's there. The day is definitely hot, but I'm in drawdown protocol. And what that means is that my priority right now is not to make money. It's not to capitalize and maximize opportunities. but it is to regain my confidence, to regain my mental, to prove myself that I know that the strategy works, that I know what to do every day in the markets, and it's to build that small green streak. Because a small green streak, like for example, right here, you're borderline quitting trading. You're suicidal, life sucks, and you don't know what to do with yourself. But now, I'm on top of the world. I'm for fucking mighty stocks. Like, what are you on about? Tomorrow, on Monday, well, Monday market's closed, but on Tuesday, there's no pressure to trade. There's no agenda. There's no emotion. There's no drawdown. There's no, oh God, here we go again, time to lose. Everything is clear. Everything is easy, right? And that's the type of mindset you want to get out of the drawdown the fastest. So this sounds counterintuitive because you think like reducing risk, trading less, walking away earlier is going to make for a recipe that is going to take forever for you to get out of the drawdown. While that is true, what you're focused on is rebuilding that that mindset. Because once your mindset is clear, once your head is back, you're going to regain everything and more in a few trades. So this is like the disaster that happened to me in Barcelona. Like Barcelona was nuts. Like I've never slept this little in my life. We used to go out until like 6 a.m. every morning and then sleep for 4 hours straight and then go back to sleep and then trade some more. I wasn't in my zone at all and I should have risked way more. So this was before Barcelona, right? I was up almost $10,000 a month. Barcelona. Lost everything. Now back in lock-in mode, right? With smaller risk, but soon we're going to be at all-time highs here. All right, let's take a look at some stocks though. So today there was a pretty hot stock. Hold on. All right, so the bulk of my profit today came from ticker symbol. It was QTEX. QTEX. This was a penny stock that gave us a awesome move here, almost like a gap and go here at the open. So pre-market was pretty choppy. It came up with news at 4 a.m. It spiked all the way up to 58 cents per share. And then from there, it kind of went sideways. Some of my friends in the chat room were actually scalping this range. Well, normally, I'm not a fan of penny stocks to begin with. And second of all, I was already red on some other stocks. And I didn't like that pre-market highs was that far away. Like I didn't like that top and tail against pre-market highs. I just felt like shorts were going to be like shorting all against this move. But at the open, we just tear it up. It wasn't expected. We actually had a better move on LSF earlier on, right? Japan, no news, don't overtrade. We got the opening curl at the open. We had 1 minute pullback, and then we double top against pre-market highs. I thought that was going to be the day, right? Normally, we don't see much action at the open, and the fact that we already had one solid setup, I thought that was going to be it. But then all of a sudden, QTEX blasted through pre-market highs, and I started trading it. I was aware of the 200 EMA right there at 74 cents. But once we broke over the 200 EMA, I was long on all of this. I was long against it as well. And then, I was just riding on that momentum. And then, this looks like an awful trap. I think I would have gone con on that because damn, that's brutal. I definitely would have bought some shares down here and then stopped out somewhere down here, which would have sucked. But after this squeeze, I left because again, trader rehab, trying to get green and get the hell out. Like your mindset has to be of purposefully leave money on the table because you don't wanna end the day in a red trade, even though you might mean making less money, right? Again, it's all about the mindset because if I end up in a sour note, If I end up the day in a red trade, I'm gonna carry that shit to the next day. And then the next day that I'm sitting in the morning, I'm like, okay, like I lost 30% of my profits yesterday. Now I have to be careful. Now I'm already fearful and the trading session hasn't even started. You know, but like if I feel on top of the world and then I walk away early, leave money on the table, but I walk away on a positive note, that mindset snowballs and it really creates some momentum in your PNL. So again, while in trading protocol, that's another rule. Leave early. Leave. Get green and leave. Leave money on the table. Like write it down and stick and put it up somewhere. Leave, leave, leave. That's like, it's very important. Now, game plan for myself for next week is to, and these are some of the trades I took today. Hold on. So bulk of the money was on QTEX. Had a stupid loss on VCIG pre-market. But anyways, the moral of the story for me going into next week is ramping back risk. Like I'm out of the drawdown. Longs seem to be getting some decent opportunities, so I'll be happy to capitalize on those. You know, have the green streak right here. I'm feeling good. The month is back. Well, it's not nothing to write home about, but at least it's like not nothing. And I'm ready to push some risk. Like I've been trading well. I'm finally feeling a little more rested after the insanity of the Barcelona schedule. And it's nothing against Barcelona. Like I actually really liked that city. The problem was my own degenerate schedule. Like we went out 7 days in a fucking row. That's not sustainable. Not here, not in China, not in Barcelona. But I wonder how it would feel to trade every day at 1 p.m. with a regular, disciplined schedule. Because, not gonna lie, the Mighty's getting tired of waking up at 3 a.m. every day. I've been doing this for way too long. Like, it's kind of crazy, but anyways, game plan for next week is to start Monday, no trade day, but Tuesday, I'm gonna take it easy into pre-market. I'm not gonna force any trades. I'm gonna wait for the opportunities to come to me, and then I might start my first trade with smaller risk, right? I'm gonna like allow the trader rehab mindset to bleed into like my first few trades. But the moment I start connecting and start feeling well, and we have like a pre-market stock really blast off, risk goes back to what it was 2 weeks ago, right? Risking 1,000 per trade, $4,000 max loss, all that. And from there, it's gonna be a spectacular week. I can see it already. And from there, we're gonna finish the month strong, and that's gonna be it, right? All right, that's been the Mighty. I don't know when I'm gonna see you next, but subscribe to the channel. We definitely have like a solid schedule going on here. All of the hyper scalpers are coming together and sharing some golden nuggets so that you guys can get a little better or maybe a little less bad. We have a Discord. We have a trading community. We have the hyper scalping strategy. Check some of the links down below. And if I don't see you here, I'll see you in the chat room. And if not, I'll see you never. And that's okay. Anyways, take care, guys.